What's your name?
Kenneth Kitsum.
Where are you from?
Reno.
Will you give yourself to this program?
Yes, sir.
Here we are.
I know. Co-host. It's just you and me.
That's right, buddy.
Mommy and Daddy are gone.
Oh.
Take those old records off the shelf.
Yes.
Slide around the floor in our underwear.
Put the needle on the record. Put the needle on the record, and the beat goes like that. It's funny because only you and I know that song.
I know. That's fine. You know what? Who needs Corey and Cyrus?
That's right. Who does need them?
You know what? All they do is gum up the works and make these reviews last way too long.
That's very true. But you know what? I actually did need Corey, though. I actually needed the equipment to do this shit on. Because if you can't tell, I got that old school jam box that you used to get at the flea market with all the Christmas lights on it.
You know the one that had the giant TNT stick on the top?
That's right. I found some Maxwell tapes over there and just put one in, just started pushing record, and I'm like, pray to God this shit works.
Yeah, you know those Maxwell commercials where the guy turns on his stereo and it blows his hair back?
Yeah.
That's not happening.
No, that ain't happening. This is me still like pushing that button, wondering if the shit's working. It's like, where's that little red dot I'm supposed to see?
So the fact is, if you guys can hear this at all, then hey, we're way ahead of the game.
It's a fucking miracle. It ain't even Christmas. But yes, hey, with that, we're not here to talk about all that just yet. We'll save that for another show.
Right. But we got serious business.
That's right, because you know
super
what?
Service.
That's right, super service. But you know what though? We are here to talk about the legacy, the one and only legacy.
Which one is that?
I ain't talking about Batman.
Oh man, that's the one and only legacy.
I know. Well, you know what?
I mean, you don't mean Tron legacy, do you?
You know what? Pretty close. I'm talking about the Bourne
legacy.
Oh my God, this guy has like a snail trail of legacy that Bourne himself don't even have to be involved anymore.
That's true. And appearing as Matt Damon, his driver's ID photo every 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, the funny thing, I was looking. Okay, of course, if you're not that bright, we're talking about the Bourne legacy right now. That's the movie we're going to get into.
The fourth movie in the series of Bourne movies.
That is right. It is now. It would now be considered a quadrilogy.
Is that a word?
Alien made it a word, so I'm sticking to it.
Okay,
yeah.
fair enough.
20th Century Fox made it up, so hey, why not?
I just figure it's a series at that point, but okay, quadrilogy.
Well, hey, that's simpler. Yeah.
Whatever. Well, okay.
Because it took me a while to learn that word.
Yeah.
But this is the fourth in the series, and of course, it's supposedly supposed to be about the Bourne legacy. But
yeah, right.
It's kind of like it's more about the pictures of Matt Damon in this movie.
You know what? I will say that it is true to that name, in as much as they're saying like, hey, it's not just Jason Bourne. There's a lot of, these kind of super hyped up agents that we've had, and maybe we could tell the story of another one who's out there.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, wow. What if there was more than one Captain America out there?
Right.
What could we possibly do with that story? Let's try to make something like the first one and just throw it out there to the people. If they bite, they bite. If they don't, oh, whatever.
You just hit on something, because that's one of the problems with the Bourne series. As much as the first, what was the first one called?
The Bourne Identity.
Bourne Identity. Mm-hmm. And everybody was like, man, I think this is going to be the new James Bond. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, you people need to settle down.
You know what? It in a way, it kind of was.
Well, it was a new way of doing spy thrillers that was more realistic than Bond. Mm-hmm. And Bond kind of stepped that way. It's like, all right, I get the message. Yeah. But the thing is, when you see one Bourne movie, you kind of seen them all.
I sort of see what you're saying, because every time I try to think back, they all start to like roll around and get meshed into one. And
if I said, what's the plot of a Bourne movie, you would say, oh, well, it's this. And I say, what's the plot of the next one? Oh, well, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's Jason Bourne running the fuck, trying to get the fuck away from these crazy ass CIA people. Yeah. But I mean, when you think about it, though, I mean, it is one of those. It is one of those series that I'll give it credit. I'll give credit where credit is due. It's the one series that made James Bond go, blimey.
Right.
To where James Bond had to up his fucking game.
True.
Because I remember when that first James Bond came out, everyone was like, it better be as good as those goddamn Matt Damon movies, that Bourne Identity series.
And it was.
And it really did.
Because it was on, as much as, because that last one, Pierce Brosnan, was on TV the other day, and I was watching. I was like, you know what, man, I still have fun watching this movie. But I guess it was kind of like, if it stays on this slide, you won't be able to distinguish it from Austin Powers after a while.
Oh, no. And that's the thing.
So it needed that kick in the ass.
It really did. And you know what? And this series brought it. And, what everyone's hoping for right now is, does this one do the same?
Right.
And, before we get into that, we'll tell you what the movie's about.
Are you going to tell them? Because I got to be honest, man. That first 30 minutes of this, I was like, it took me a while. It's like everybody's talking, is serious about something, and talking about things. And I'm kind of like, I'm there. I'm like, you don't know something about it first. You let it come to you. It was about 25 minutes into it. I had to stop and go like, you know what? I don't know what the fuck these people are talking about. I really don't know.
Hey, I'm going to say this right now. Thank you, because neither did I. I was scratching my head, like going, all right, what the fuck is this movie about? I really don't know. Yeah. All I know, it's about some guy who's camping, who's out in the wild. Yeah. Fucking, he has those goddamn same wolves that were chasing Liam Neeson. Yeah. I mean, I'm not fucking with you. Yeah, the same wolves same exact wolf pack.
Because anybody who knows anything about actual wolves will tell you that wolves are actually not aggressive towards people, except those ones that fought Liam Neeson and the ones that are coming after Jeremy Renner in the woods. I mean, these wolves are they're almost like werewolves. They're like, I'm gonna get you.
I know. I was like, wow, those two guys, Jeremy Renner and fucking Liam Neeson, they owe those wolves some fucking money or something. I mean, it must be all that fucking super serum shit that they're getting somewhere. I don't know. You got to go out of your way to find that shit. But Jesus, but yeah, I mean, that's how it starts off. It starts off with a camping trip with Jeremy Renner, where we're seeing him do these, crazy super survival skills.
He's jumping across mountaintops. Yeah. I mean, really, he's almost jumping from one mountain. No, wait, not almost. I'm sorry. He is. He's jumping from one mountain to the next mountain out in the snow. And you're like, all right, well, that's kind of cool. I wonder where that's going to go. Mm-hmm. Cut to Edward Norton and Stacy Keach all yelling at a bunch of government agents. We got to shut this down. We got a problem. Look at this. Look at these two guys. They're meeting. You see that? Where is that? That's on YouTube. Oh, you serious? Oh, no. And you want to get into it, but you don't have any history of who these guys are, what the importance of this is.
Yeah. Besides, they just keep popping up a picture of Matt Damon. He's like, you see that guy? That guy is the reason why we're here. That guy is the reason why we're all fucked. And we need to basically clean house. Yeah. And that's what they do for the rest of the movie. I mean, you notice that there's more than one agent out there with the super serum, where these guys are able to do these, these crazy abilities to have these super spy skills.
They're all Captain Americas.
Yeah. And so basically, the company, the CIA, this agency, decides they need to wipe out everyone associated with this project. Mm-hmm. And they go by doing so, but of course, you got that one guy they can't get.
Yep.
And it's Hawkeye himself, Jeremy Renner.
What was his name? Alex Cross? No, not Alex Cross.
Okay, the funny thing, he had like two different names going on. He did. And people kept calling him different things. Aaron Cross / Kenneth Gibson.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and basically that's where the movie sort of starts to pick up, because they're chasing after this guy.
Yeah.
He just like Jason Bourne, he's able to dodge like fucking planes and bullets and all kinds of shit.
Slippery.
Yeah.
This guy is coated in Teflon. Yeah. He's super strong. He can jump across two cars.
He ain't worried about shit.
Yeah.
Besides, get in that fucking crack. Get in that crack that made him the way he was anyway.
Now, this is what's funny, because we read the description on Wikipedia of what the movie's supposed to be about. The plot synopsis, which is that they're out to hunt him, but he's trying to expose his superiors. Let me tell you something. Jason Bourne might have been trying to expose his superiers. Aaron Cross is not trying to expose his superiors. He wants his drugs. He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I know. And that's a funny thing. Like, because I showed that to you, and I was like, wow. This Wikipedia is the worst entry ever. I don't know who decided to put this on there, but it is not the plot of the movie at all. Yeah. He's looking for this shit. He's going out of his way to look for this shit. So much so that he tracks down Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, she was one of the scientists working on this, and one of the better scenes in it, because the movie's kind of dull for the first hour. It's like not much is happening. I mean, it's a lot of talking, a lot of drama, but I'm like, do they know this is supposed to be an action movie?
Yeah.
And then you have a scene where this actor, I can never pronounce his name, Zejko Ivanik, and you've seen him in everything. Mm-hmm. He goes postal on all the other scientists. She manages to live, and they're like, all right, she's a loose end. And out of nowhere, Aaron Cross just shows up and takes out the guys trying to take her out.
Yeah, and you talk about out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Motherfucker showed up like Corey's favorite guy right now, the Slender Man. He just shows up. He's like, what? Huh? Wait, did that guy just go through the wall? Did he just come through the wall? Really? Wow.
But yeah, she's like, why'd you save me? He's like, cuz I need my drugs. And I'm out. You a scientist, you need to give me my drugs. He's like, your drugs are in Thailand. They're in Manila. He's like, oh, well, I guess that's where we're going.
And that's when he becomes a thriller in Manila. Because that's where the story takes you. But I mean, I'm serious. Like, what we're talking about right now doesn't happen until almost to like an hour and 30 minutes. Mark.
Yeah. That's the thing about this movie, man. It's like, in pieces, there are good pieces. Like like I said, a lot of it is drama. Mm-hmm. And, you got good actors like Rachel Weisz and Jeremy Renner. Like, when they have scenes together, I'm like, that's actually a really good scene. That they bring a lot to it. Mm-hmm. Edward Norton is never bad, but they don't give him a whole lot to do other than just bark orders at people.
No, he's barking orders and looking at monitors all day. That's all he's doing. He's looking at monitors and telling people or giving people, like, don't touch that. Yeah. All right, you stop touching that screen. Leave it alone.
You don't have clearance. Yeah. This is what we're doing. Man, you didn't tell me you was going to do this. I'm telling you right now.
Do you know what a sin eater is? Well, that's what we are. We are the sin eaters. It means that we take the moral excrement that we find in this equation and we bury it down deep inside of us so that the rest of our cause can stay pure. That is the job. We are morally indefensible and absolutely necessary. You understand?
I told you don't have clearance, Clarence. Yeah. And that's all he's really given to do besides, that and look mean all the time.
Really, every time it cuts to these guys, these agents, it's about as exciting as being over the shoulder, watching somebody do a Google search.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that's the sad thing about this movie because, what I loved about the original Bourne series, and please stop me if I start sounding like a fanboy. The thing is, the thing I loved about that series is that the pace of those movies were almost as if Jason Bourne snuck up behind you and fucking took you out.
Right.
Like before you even realized it, you got back up. You're like, holy shit, that's it. That's the end of the movie. That was badass. I just got my ass kicked by Jason Bourne, and I loved it. I loved that experience. Everything he did when he twisted my arm. And with this movie, there's none of that. There's about I counted about only 3 or 4 major action sequences, and the first 3 last about 5 minutes.
It's true.
But the thing is, at least they deliver on the goods. It feels like, okay, if I were to replace, Jeremy Renner with Matt Damon, it would have felt like, okay, that's Jason Bourne doing his thing. That's why he is the fucking special badass that he is.
At the times they let him do it, yes. Mm-hmm. I gotta say, man, for me, I watched this, I was like, wow, there's 2 trademarks of a Bourne movie. And one is action scenes that are filmed too closely, so you can't really tell what's going on. And the other is having a ridiculous car chase at the end. And and the thing is, the action scenes you get, it's not a whole lot of them. It's like 4 or 5, and they are over quickly. But by the end, you get a long car chase, motorcycle chase scene that it would have been cool if it was filmed better. But, man, it just goes on to the point where it's like, this movie seemed to really want to be realistic with a lot of talking, and now it just goes completely ridiculous.
And it really did. It was like a hip cam strapped to a guide, trying to fucking deliver pizza during rush hour.
Yes.
Where all you see is just blurring cars, blurring trucks, blurring motorcycles. It's all a big fucking blur. And I was even like I've never gotten car sick. I was fucking getting car sick watching this shit. So I was like, okay, I understand what you're doing, but please stop so I can know where the fuck everyone is at.
Yeah.
Like, this is just a big garbled mess. But, that comes at the very end of the movie. But, since we're already jumping ahead at the end of the movie, though, I thought, before I forget, I wanted to mention that, there's a scene. Well, there's an introduction and I don't want to spoil it, but it comes out of nowhere. It really comes out of nowhere. It felt so crowbarred in. And the people who see it, they'll watch it and they'll go, okay, that's what Coase was talking about. Because, yeah, I mean, it just seemed like, all right, you know what? Wow, we only have like 3 action scenes in here.
Yes.
And this is a Bourne movie.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to fucking write something quick. Because I'm telling you, they literally pulled it out of their ass to insert it. And it's so anticlimactic. I mean, with this action scene that you assume is going to really like have some kind of payoff.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, man. And you know, and that's a sad thing. It's another sad thing about this movie is that there's so much, you know, once again, it's a Bourne movie. There's so much you can do with it. There's so many ways to make it interesting, but they go by doing it in the worst way possible, where it's almost like it is a pale imitation of the last 3 movies. You know, it's a big cat and mouse chase with nothing interesting going on. And on top of that, you never get a sense of who these characters really are besides besides what they give you on the surface level.
And they try with Jeremy Renner's character with Aaron Cross because they do flashbacks, but they come at such an awkward time, and they don't even really tell you anything. It's like them telling you, you know, showing you times when he was talking to people, but it's like, that's not what I mean about filling in his backstory. That's giving me nothing.
And you know what it felt like? It felt like I want to be, because I know this is based off a book,
yeah,
and I'm pretty sure that the book Jason Bourne is actually in it.
Yeah.
So if they took any cues from that book, I mean, this is how I felt watching it, is that it seems like all those flashbacks, all those scenes should have been Jason Bourne scenes, with the exception of the fact that they have Jeremy Renner now. So when you're watching these flashbacks, I mean, you really don't feel the impact of his history at all. I mean, it seems like any of these other agents, they could have had the same exact story, because you don't get anything. You don't get anything as far as their personality and why they even you know became part of this project, or what was the purpose of these agents, you know, becoming these super soldiers. You don't get any of that. Like, and it's like they try to unravel this sort of mystery where there's no real mystery to it at all.
There's not. It's almost like they forgot. Like they knew they were supposed to have story, and then got so far. It's like, oh damn, we need to go back and put the story in, and then somebody's starting like, no, hey, you don't have enough action in here. Go film some action sequences and put those in there, and it just ends up being kind of a mess. It felt very Jigsaw to me. It just like you know, you get long expanses with drama that don't seem like an action movie at all. Mm-hmm. Then some with some action that's way over the top. Then some where it's trying to be realistic. And then, yeah, backstory crammed in here and there. And also, even talking with Troy, who we saw the movie with, I got the impression that this movie is taking place perhaps concurrently with the third movie, like they're happening at the same time.
I mean, I had to draw that conclusion, because I'm like, how many years has it been since that last movie, and they're still fucking running around like chickens with their heads cut off, going, "What the fuck are we gonna do?"
I also got to say that I have kind of a peeve with movies like this, and Enemy of the State, where the government is spending millions, tens, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars in resources to capture one guy.
Yeah.
I'm just like, the whole time I'm like, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be an easier way. At the point where they're sending Terminators out to get him, I'm like, guys, come on, you got to.
Well, it's like the logic of it. It's like, you know what? This guy is running from you. Yeah. So let him run. I mean, he obviously doesn't want to have anything. You know, that fucking airplane that came fucking, shooting missiles at him.
Yeah.
He got the point at that scene. Right. He really did. He really did. Not want to hang out with you.
That's true. He wasn't trying to fuck up that shit. He's just like, I just want my blue bills. You get my blue bills. Yeah. I'm gone.
I know. Just give me about a year's worth, and I'm out of your hair, man. I ain't here to fuck with you. I ain't like that other asshole that's chasing you down. Like, really, man. I mean, you talk about, you know, running into a fucking spray of bullets. I mean, that's that crazy motherfucker. Yeah. I mean, shit. I know, man. But, you know, I mean, what else can we really say besides, you know what? I was disappointed. I really was. I mean, as much as, you know, it's one of those things where I kept thinking, you know, it's been a while since I actually seen the entire trilogy.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do that, you know, before I saw this, but I didn't have time.
Right.
So I'm just like, all right, you know what? It should entertain me regardless. Maybe it'll clue me in about, you know, the stuff that happened in the last one. And you know what? It didn't.
Wrong.
And, I was really
I don't know
wrong.
what everybody's.
Yeah.
Okay, they keep talking about these companies, Featherstone, Treadwell. I don't know.
Firestone and all these tire companies are coming in.
Oh, these two guys are talking. That's bad. Man, that's awful. Wait, why is that awful? I don't know.
Where's that chart? But and I'll just go ahead and give my review. It was just another excuse to make a sequel that, you know, really they didn't need to be one. I understand they're still trying to give this series some legs. But, you know, when fucking Matt Damon pulls a Jason Bourne on you, you know, and he's trying to get the fuck out, and he's like, hey, I'm done with this shit, all right? And he's beating up people to say, hey, I'm done, all right? We can't do this shit forever, right? It's going to get stupid. This is a good reason why. I mean, I don't know if he actually got to see the script, but if he did, he'd be like, what is the point of this?
What's the point?
Yeah, because, I mean, it's just, it is just an excuse for them to continue the series to make money into it, because, you know, there's nothing about this movie that they tried to make interesting at all. You know, I'm just going to give it a rental.
Yeah.
Because as much as I think I'd like to give it probably some old bullshit, I have to admit that, you know, when the action scenes did come in, they were really well done. And the fact that, you know, just Jeremy Renner, he really did hold my interest, because that's another actor where I'm like, wow, you know, I've never really seen this guy really do his own thing or convince me that he's like an all-out action star, you know, because I really don't count The Hurt Locker too much.
Okay.
I never considered that like an action film.
No, you're right. It's not.
But I mean, with this guy, I'm like, you know what? I liked him. He held my interest, but he didn't have anything to work with in this movie, so it's just getting a rental.
I suppose Mission Impossible 4 was when he convinced me that, like, hey, this guy can be an action star, and he does prove that he's got the chops for it in this. But you're right, disappointment. I was not so much disappointed in that I expected more from a Bourne movie, but I'm disappointed because I wanted something more for Jeremy Renner, because he's one of these guys who I've like watched him like be a struggling actor who could have made it, but didn't, and now suddenly, you know, he's later in his life, he's starting to get all this stuff, and I'm like, man, good for you. I want everything you do to work out, and I wish this could have been one of those. The movies, like I said, the movie's patchwork, honestly, the first hour of it, I was like, man, if I was Derek the film critic, I'd go like, maybe you should name it the Board the Board Supremacy.
There's going to be about 20 people saying that.
I know, exactly. But yeah, the first hour of it, I just thought was kind of dull. And yeah, it does pick up. It's only because of Jeremy Renner and Rachel Weisz that the two of them they genuinely held my interest.
Well, the movie starts at that point. It really does.
That's when it starts. You're right. And then, you know, ultimately you get to the end, like they clearly must want to make another movie, because they barely resolve anything. They set up a lot of stuff and only resolve one thing, and even that you can see how, wow, you can completely undo that with the next movie, just like y'all did with the second Bourne movie. So it's just an excuse to keep it going. I'm with you, man. It's just a rental.
That with that ending though, it's like, you know what? You can forget this movie. You really can. Yeah. If they ever need to do Bourne regurgitation, I mean, that they don't even have to pretend this movie, you know, ever existed.
No, it's true.
I'm pretty sure some producers like, you know what? Why don't you use this script?
Yeah,
and go shoot the shit, and but you know, we'll be okay. You know?
I mean, they can always go like, oh, here's another agent that we didn't knock off before, and now he's mad.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, but no, I would love to see a movie where, you know, you see Matt Damon, you know, really like pulling some Jason Bourne shit on producers, and like, you know, even other cast members trying to get him back, you know, because I was actually laughing at how many of the other cast members from the last three movies were in this movie, you know, and they were like, "Ooh, thank God you guys made another one so I can eat." And
by saying they're in this movie, that is, if you blink, you'll miss them.
Oh yeah, you will.
I mean, they do grab enough of the characters from other movies, but they are on screen for a second.
Yeah, I mean, they actually, there's like a few scenes where they show like some of the major. I wish I could remember the names.
Joan Allen's character.
Yeah, Joan Allen, where she actually showed
she had a big role in
she had a huge role in the movies, and in this one, like she shows up, like I was like, wow, you got up out of bed,
right?
So you can walk from one building to a car. It's not a scene they took from any of the other movies. It's like it was a brand new scene. Yeah. And I'm like, and that's all you did, huh? Yeah. Wow. I want to see that check, baby. I want to see that check. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? All right,
we're doing this.
Yeah, exactly. We're doing this. All right. That's it. Hey. We did it.
We did it. We got our first one.
Yeah.
All right. We can go home. Right. Oh, wait. There's 2 more. Damn.
Shit. All right.
Jason Bourne was the tip of the iceberg.
Who the hell is he?
He's an outcome agent.
He's Treadstone without the inconsistency. We have never seen evaluations like this.